Hello, my name is Van Smith, Managing Partner here at Smith Strong, and today it's my privilege to introduce you Ashley Baer. Ashley was a divorce and custody client here at the firm with attorney Robert Miller and his team, and it's so nice to be with you today.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
And it speaks well of you. I guess you had a reasonable experience as a family law client to now tell other people about it.
Yes.
Were you pleased with your family law matter here at Smith Strong?
Absolutely. For the experience that I was going through and how traumatic a divorce and custody settlement can be, working with you all has been such a blessing.
Right.
And it made the process much more understandable, and it made it go much more smoothly. And I'm just eternally grateful for your services.
And we're grateful to you. I mean, we don't put anyone on the express lane of a family law transition. A divorce or custody matter is not something anybody wants or
Right.
plans for. But if someone out there is watching this and thinking this is something they have to face, not that they may face, but they have to,
Right.
what advice would you want to tell them if you could?
Well, I was very much in that same spot, and it took 2.5 years for the entire process to conclude, which may seem like it's something that's a long time, but it was a very well thought out, and I feel very good about how we went through all of the necessary steps. So what I did first was to reach out to your firm, and just from the moment that I made the first phone call, I was so anxious. I had so many questions. I really didn't have experience with friends and family members who had been through this, so I felt like I was a total rookie in every sense of the word. And when I was able to reach out, make that initial step just to get someone to talk to me, I felt such a sense of peace and that I was not alone. And that got the ball rolling, and just feeling like I had someone in my court who was going to answer questions, who knew what they were talking about, and was going to advocate for me. So it's really about just taking that first step, making a connection, and putting your faith into a law firm, which I absolutely recommend working with you all, because I was able to kind of lift that weight off my shoulders and release it to you all to help carry me through the process.
Wow, that was beautifully said. And thank you for trusting Smith Strong
Yeah.
with your divorce and custody matter. I'm sorry you had to face that transition,
Thank you.
but I'm so grateful that you trusted us, and that I'm also equally grateful that I've heard it's gone so well for your sake and for your child. Were there any things that, as you reflect now on the matter, you said it took approximately 2 years. That's longer than most. Right. So it was a difficult matter.
Yes.
Were there things you appreciated about the attorneys and the paralegals here as you went through, admittedly, a difficult transition?
Absolutely. The situation that I faced, everyone has, the ins and outs of their situation with their children, with the divorce itself. For myself, if it's okay for me to share,
Please.
I have one child. She has severe special needs and medical concerns. We are hospitalized very frequently, and she requires 24/7 care. She's 13 years old. So with that being said, during that first year when I started working with your firm, we spent over a third of that year hospitalized.
Wow.
And it was just a true testament that I had selected the right firm to work with, in the fact that every time I spoke with my lawyer, Robert Miller, or the other paralegals, as I was going through my own life circumstances, they were so understanding, so willing to answer questions, so willing to work with this very unique situation. And that was something that I really just, you can't put a price tag on that, because we just weren't a cut and dry situation. I think it's very rare to find a divorce or a custody settlement that is very just black and white. And there were so many things that we had to talk about, so many concerns that went beyond the normal scope of how are we going to divide up our assets, and how are we going to divide up our time with our daughter? How are we going to make sure she's properly cared for in the future? And so for something that was so complex and ever evolving with more and more questions, I just appreciated the fact that at any given moment, I could ask any question. I could get a very quick response with a plethora of information. The communication was fantastic. And I have talked to other people who have not had similar experiences in other places. And I just feel so fortunate in the fact that when I reached out to Robert or I reached out to someone else on the team, I knew that I would have a response quickly, and that things that were very gray and were very confusing to me, he never treated me like I, was less than because I don't know law. He really mapped it out for me and made me feel confident in each decision that I was making, because it's my own future and it's the future of my daughter as well. And that was important to my ex-husband too. So we really worked together as a team really well.
Again, you said it so well. Thank you for trusting us with what was a difficult situation. I'd like to say that here at Smith Strong, we try to make sure there's a family left standing, even if no marriage. Mm-hmm. And so I hope that was true for your matter, but I also hope it's true for the folks as they're considering which attorney or law firm to choose. One of the things I remember I spoke to this financial advisor yesterday, and she was sharing how her parents went through a bitter 6-year divorce battle. Mm. Thankfully, we don't have those here.
Right.
We just don't allow it to fester like that.
Right.
But a lot of people, that's common, multi-year battles. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I said was it is the fault of the legal profession that so many of them see themselves as a hammer and everything a nail. And so it leads me to say, what makes a great lawyer? A great lawyer is somebody that helps someone make a wise decision. And it isn't the best debater, it isn't the best fighter. And so when I look at mom groups on Facebook, mm-hmm. I will see them say, does anyone know a good divorce lawyer? I need someone that's mean and aggressive. Mm-hmm. And what I know that represents to them is, I'm going through an immense amount of hurt with someone that's likely narcissistic in tendency, mm-hmm. that is aggressive and has bullied me for years, and now I need someone to stand up for me. I know that's what they're saying.
Sure.
But what the legal community hears is, oh, I now need to be a bully and aggressive mm-hmm. to be considered the best. And so what we try to do is be a guide through an imperfect system. Yes, we'll stand up for you. Yes, we'll advocate for you. But we also don't want to be simply a hammer and everything's a nail and drive you through years of trauma, mm-hmm. and to say nothing of the tens of thousands in legal fees.
Right.
And so I hope you found a place that has integrity in the approach and a sense of purpose in the approach.
100%.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Hearing you say that you want to still kind of have an intact family, that absolutely was my experience. Mm-hmm. And I was that mom. I was that mom coming in because of the hurt and the pain, and that's natural. But I feel like working with your firm and with Robert, I had that very conversation. I need someone who's going to be mean. I'm hurt. I'm upset. And he really, as of him being a father as well, mm-hmm. and a husband, he really had those good conversations that made me think past the emotion of the matter. He was very considerate, never, pushed those to the side as if they didn't matter, but helped me to also work through to make decisions that were going to be ultimately for our best interests in the future. And so I do feel like he was extremely honest and open and thorough and giving me options and helping me make very wise choices. Yeah. So when I was able to say, yes, that's a go, that sounds good to me, I felt supremely confident. And that was something I was so nervous about. Mm. And as I went through the process with your firm, each step of the way, as we made progress through this very complex situation, he really helped make it, made me feel like I was doing the right thing.
That's so nice to hear.
It was great.
I hope everyone at Smith Strong has an experience like you do.
Oh.
Last point. When I think of someone out there that may be watching this video trying mm-hmm. to choose a lawyer or a law firm, Another thing I think about is, and I want to hear if that's been your experience. I see great attorneys not only just helping people make wise decisions, but they're doing three things really well. It's like a three-legged stool. One is they're a great counselor. One is they're a great advisor with financials. And then they're also a great lawyer. And in fact, the legal, technical element is only a third of what the attorney, particularly in a family law setting, is actually doing.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't have seen that coming in. Coming in, being someone who had obviously no experience myself, friends, family that had not experienced this, I did not know what to expect. And I really thought I was coming into, here's my lawyer, boom, boom, boom. But I found that the counselor and advisor part was just as important, if not more important. And absolutely, with everyone that I interacted with here at the firm, I saw that be one of your values. I saw that that was something that you very much fully believe in. And for that reason, everything worked out really well. And I feel like I've come out of this stronger. I feel confident. I feel like I will be able to work well with my ex-husband to take care of our daughter, which is my number one priority in my life. And I owe a lot of that to Robert and to the rest of your firm.
Wow.
So I really am truly grateful.
Well, we're grateful for you. Imagine you're giving round-the-clock care for a child. You've just gone through a 2.5 year family law divorce custody matter. To take time out of your day to come here and express this, I just want to say thank you, because I hope for some of you watching this, it helps you make a better decision, the first better decision of many good decisions to come, which is, how do I choose the right lawyer and law firm for my family law, divorce, custody, support matter? And so how do I even judge that beyond the simple, I just need an aggressive bully to get him or her into a corner and make them pay?
Right.
What else should I be looking at? And so thank you so much for coming and helping educate people and tell them about your story. I'm grateful for you. Ashley Bear, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. And I just would like to say I'm eternally grateful to you and to anyone that's going through this process. Have faith, and you can trust this firm. They do believe in integrity above all else, and they will look out for you, and they will make sure that everything is okay, and you're going to be just fine.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you.